Hello, everyone, and welcome back on the My Open Source Experience podcast. I have Mike Gifford with me today, and we will talk about a topic area that we haven't really touched on much on this podcast, if at all, which is accessibility. We talked about inclusivity, but when it comes to accessibility in the context of the web, that is not something that we touched on. And it's also not something that, for example, I talk much about with anyone because of being so fortunate that I don't have disabilities that would prevent me from seeing or listening to content that I'm interested on the web. But not everyone is that fortunate, so we will talk about what is accessibility exactly in the web space and what you can do to improve it. But before we do all that, Mike, can you please introduce yourself to the audience, tell a little bit about your background and what do you do today?
I work at Civic Actions, and I'm a open standards and practices lead there. I'm also a WC3 invited expert. I sit on the Web Sustainability Interest Group committee and I'm also involved with the Accessible Roles and Responsibilities community group, and help out where I can in other areas with the WC3. Also a Drupal core accessibility maintainer. So Drupal is, as you probably know, a large open source content management system. And it's one that I've been engaged with on accessibility since 2009. So it's been a really interesting process to sort of watch the community grow and see how things evolve on that front. I also ran a business in Ottawa for 21 years. I working with government and nonprofit sector, and it was a really interesting experience having tried to go off and shift things in Canada, but now I'm working for an American company and trying to shift things both in the United States but also globally, trying to find ways to take the best practices around the world on open source and accessibility and sustainability, and trying to find ways to blend those into practices that we can more quickly adopt.